You're listening to Zeros on Heroes with Mike Mercadal.
Hey everybody, welcome to Zeros on Heroes. My name is Mike Mercadal. Thank you to everyone who's been coming out to Unsung Heroes live at the Creek in the Cave in Long Island City, Queens. I almost forgot where we do the show. Long Island City, Queens, everybody. New York City. 1093 Jackson Avenue. It's the Creek in the Cave. They're so nice for letting us do that show every Thursday. All the comedians that hang out there. We have a bunch of regulars on our show, and you hear them every week. And everyone is invited. You are invited. If you're in the New York City area, Thursdays at 8 p.m., come to the Creek. Have some tacos, have some beer, have some whatever, and come be on Unsung Heroes. Every week is a different theme. If you follow us at Zeros on Heroes or follow me personally at Mike Mercadal, you get all the updates on what the topic of the day is, plus everything else we're doing. And if you're enjoying the podcast, if you're subscribed to this, you're subscribed to the Unsung Heroes as well. If you're enjoying either of those shows, give us a little review on iTunes. If you're looking down at your phone right now and it is an Apple device, go to the podcast app and look us up and just shoot us a 5 stars would be great. Perfect review. And remember, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all because it does ranks us poorly, and it would be great if we could just get some good stuff. Throw us a bone. You know, that would be great. And look, I'll be honest with you. If you have any personal complaints, message me. I want to know what I can do better. Shoot me a message at Mike Mercadal at Zeros on Heroes. I get it all. And if you're enjoying these New York Comic Con episodes, this is another one of those. I got to, in tying in with the Halloween theme and the spooky nature of everything we're doing, I got to interview the cast from Midnight Texas on NBC. If you're not, I was not familiar with the show until I got the opportunity, and then I just binged the whole first season. Yo, that was really fun. It was got demons and angels and vampires and a were-tiger and like a war between heaven and hell. It's bonkers. It was great. Written by the original novels were written by Charlene Harris, who was also there for the round tables, and I got to talk to her as well. That's this first segment. Talked to Charlene Harris. She wrote all the books that True Blood was based on, and this is another adaptation. Kind of an interesting take. And like in the Batman episode, you hear Bruce Timm talking about how he's a creator reflecting on his creation. It's interesting, Charlene Harris talking about her novels being inspired and then being used as a jumping off point, going in directions that she never imagined. Guys, this was a really fun day. Everyone was super chill. So this first section is with Sorry
guys, you get me first.
No, of course.
Have at it. Do your worst.
Well, we're here at New York Comic Con. My name is Mike. I'm from Zeros on Heroes, and are you familiar with the con experience, and how interesting has it been for you to see kind of fandoms take hold and become kind of an entity of themselves? Does it inspire you to nerd out about your own things? Is there anything that you kind of would want to see here on the floor or something like that?
Well, I'm very familiar with cons. I've been to San Diego several times, always as, you know, a panelist or signing. And I've been here before, and I've been to Phoenix Comic Con. So this is not new to me. But I love the energy and enthusiasm, even if the crowds are a little bit daunting for me.
Do you suffer from like a stage fright when you get up there, or
no? Not at all.
Really?
I should.
Yeah.
I should, but that really doesn't bother me at all.
Oh, fantastic!
Lucky for me.
Yeah,
yes.
Great.
Writing for HBO and then writing for a network show, what kind of adjustment is that, or was there any?
Well, I don't write the show. I wrote the books that the shows are made from. So that's my responsibility is not the show.
Right, yeah.
Which gives me a lot of freedom. I'm here, I'm good, I don't care. Though I love this show. There's so much talent, and the screen shows it all. I think the show looks great. and the talent is great. I really have enjoyed it.
How involved are you in the adaptation process? Do you exchange anything with the showrunner, or do you just give them the handle to your characters? Because I imagine, like, as a mother, it must be hard to just give free rein to others.
Well, this is my third rodeo.
Yeah.
So because I had True Blood, I've got the series on Hallmark, and I've got this, and I believe I will have more in the future. You get used to it. You understand that other writers will reinterpret your characters, and they have to expand them for the purposes of the TV show. And I'm actually okay with that. My books are still there exactly like they were.
Right.
Anytime you want to read them, I think this is another dimension to the same experience.
Do you want to know in advance what's going to happen in the season, or do you just watch it as
I'm along for the ride.
Yeah.
I've seen the first 2 episodes. They are action-packed. There is so much happening, and that's really exciting.
Now, is there anything in particular that you're excited to see in the second season? Having come back and getting a chance to kind of continue and tell those stories, is there a piece that you were like, oh man, I hope they get to it. I want to see their interpretation of it.
They really zoomed through the books in the first season.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know if they're going to pick up the pieces that they didn't use. I have no idea what they're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all entertainment for me.
Fantastic. Do you have anything you're working on yourself or in your writings?
Sure.
Yeah.
All the time.
That you can tease or tell us about?
Well, I have a new book that's out now. This is actually part of my book tour.
Oh, great.
Called An Easy Death, and it's quite a departure for me, and I find it extremely exciting to write something so different.
How is it different from the...
It's an alternate America story with a protagonist who is a very young gunslinger.
Oh, okay.
And I just find that... I don't like to do the same thing over and over. I like to entertain myself, and that means changing things up quite a bit.
Is that your process? You think you don't really consider the audience as much? You find something that you want to...
You can't consider the audience.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Not crazy for the writer to do, but it's crazy making. If you think, how are people going to react to this? Oh no, maybe I better write it a different way because someone's going to get upset. People always get upset. People always have issues, or they have detractions.
Sure. That's a very diplomatic way of putting it. Yeah.
Well, after the end of the Sookie Stackhouse novels, I learned a lot. That was a catastrophic event for me because the end of the books was leaked.
Oh, right.
A lot of people took huge issue with the ending without reading the book that led up to it.
I don't remember having those problems.
Now, see, thank you. Thank you.
I read them all. Actually, like a binge show, I binge read. And so I got it all at once, and I didn't have any issues.
Thank you. I felt like I was hard dealt with. But I had to come to terms with how to handle that. I just don't want to do it again.
You're sure?
Yeah, you can't. I just say, if people like it, great. If they don't, they can feel free to tell someone else that, not me.
How do you feel about, in terms of novels and reading, and just in general, that people have gone more to like a digital medium, tablets, instead of the physical hard copy of like a book? Have you subscribed to that new technology?
I have. I carry an iPad when I travel. At home, I like to have the real book.
Sure.
I feel like as long as people are reading, I'm good with whatever medium they choose to do that.
What are you reading right now? Is there anything that you're enjoying right now?
Yes, there's always something I'm reading and enjoying. I just finished the final book in the series by Ilona Andrews. I just reread some really old, very dark vampire books by Nancy Collins,
okay.
starting with Sunglasses at Night. very, full of broken ribs and punctured lungs, and they're very hard to take.
Not the NBC friendly.
No, or even the HBO.
Oh, wow.
They're very hardcore, but they're also inspired. That's what I look for, the inspiration.
Yeah.
Ms. Harris, Midnight Texas has angels and demons and psychics and witches. Are you a religious person? Do you have any faith? Does writing the book change you at all?
I'm deeply religious, and most people go, oh, yeah. But I am. I'm a devout Episcopalian. I'm a churchgoer. Never miss a Sunday unless I'm on tour. So I'm operating from a base where I feel that I write for entertainment, not for educational purposes. If I don't necessarily believe in the creatures I write about, but my goal is I have an agenda, and I like to express that through other means rather than preaching at people, because that often doesn't go well.
Yeah.
If it gets too hard-hitting in the head, then it's not.
Is the book you just teased about going to be a series, or is it a one-off?
It's a series. I've contracted with Simon & Schuster for 3 books.
Okay.
And I hope to write more if the series keeps on going as well as it has.
Do you think you'll ever go back and write more Midnight series? Or?
My publisher hasn't asked me for more of those. I don't really know what to say about that.
It's all right.
If you had the opportunity.
Yes.
Okay.
When you start the series, do you have the whole series planned out ahead, or
No, I don't, because it's more entertaining for me if I just every day is an adventure, which is like my strength and my weakness.
That's fantastic. So it's kind of like a literary improv. You just kind of go.
Yes.
That's fascinating.
Oh, thank you. I love that.
Yeah.
That's really good.
That's great. Thank you, Charlene Harris. Thank you. Imagine having your book spoiled for you. Your own book spoiled for everyone online. Man, that's got to be a weird reaction. And it's interesting. And also, who knew she was super religious? I did not know Charlene Harris was mega religious with all of her vampire fucking and alien demon relationships happening. Who'd have thunk it? It was super interesting. Thank you, Charlene Harris. And up next, we get a chance to sit with the producers of the show, executive producers and showrunners, Eric Charmello and Nicole Snyder, talking about season 2.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you guys?
good? How are you?
Great.
Good, thank you.
I'm just going to put this recording
Petite
device.
microphone.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, I'm a podcaster. This is my bread and butter, so I have to.
Cool.
Yeah. Thank you guys for being here. How's
you
your
for
con
having us.
experience going so far? Did you just get here, or were you here?
We got to New York on Thursday, but we just got here about a half hour ago, so we haven't really seen anything. We saw Doctor Who exiting as we were entering.
Is this kind of your guys' thing that you would want to see stuff on the floor, go to a panel? Is there anything that you nerd out over here?
Oh, God.
I nerd out over Walking Dead.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I'm behind. It was a little busy this summer.
Yeah.
So I'm a full season behind.
There was a
American
huge...
Horror
Yeah.
Stories. Yeah.
You think? Okay.
Yeah.
So for the show, you're coming back for season 2.
Yeah.
Were there any things that you weren't able to do in season 1 that you're really hoping, or that you were able to accomplish in season 2? Something to kind of flesh out, or is there anything you're excited about in season 2?
We really focused on upping the scares and the sexiness of the show. We think we delve deeper into the characters' relationships, like everybody paired up at the end of season 1. So we start out with honeymoon period, and then we quickly destroy that.
Yes.
And that's been really fun.
Yeah, no, it's been fun to do a deep dive into the characters and their relationship. We tell a lot of backstories this year, so we'll learn characters' origin stories, including Mr. Snugglies. And to Nicole's point, you started on the honeymoon phase with the coupling, but like some of the characters themselves, not all relationships are going to last by the end of the season. So,
Or in real life.
correct, yes.
So last season you were a summer show, now you're
Yes, fall
a
show.
promotion.
Yes, uh-huh.
Does it change at all the way you write or work? It's just scheduling and you're done.
I mean, it's mostly scheduling, but, we certainly feel the pressure. Now that you are a fall show, there's a different standard. But we're embracing it. It's going to be Halloween event TV, and it's airing starting October 26th through, I think, 2 weeks before Christmas. So it's going to be a fun, binge-worthy season where all 9 episodes play back-to-back, week after week. So
I think it's good to have the momentum, to, as Eric said, air it back-to-back and just have people wanting more and able to sit down next week and keep watching. It's great.
Because there's a marked difference between a binge watch show versus the energy you get from a weekly release where it becomes a water cooler show again.
Yes.
And that I'm a personal fan of like something like Game of Thrones where you get that weekly time or that.
Yes.
Do you find it when it releases online distribution later on, like where they can go binge watch the whole show, do you feel, not for the show, but for personally, do you feel like there's a different energy in watching it all at once versus the week watching it as it airs?
It's interesting. A show like Handmaid's Tale, which I just ate up that first season. I waited till it all aired, and then I got Hulu, and then I watched it all.
Yeah.
The second season, I had to wait each week, and it drove me crazy, but in a good way. I do think it's more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes.
Was there anything that you guys did in season 1 that you were questioning how it was going to go over or how it was going to be, and then were surprised by the fan reaction or difficulties?
That's a good question.
I don't think anybody anticipated that Snuggly was going to be the breakout star. Truly.
Have such a rivalry with Teresa.
Yeah. Their Twitter war is pretty epic. But, I mean, that certainly was surprising, and we wrote him into more episodes because there was such this crazy rapid fan base for Snuggly.
So fans felt kind of dry.
They dictated, yes. Because, I mean, quite honestly, Snuggly's a pain in the ass. Like, working with cats is not easy. We had to recast the cat this year.
Oh, no.
And
he was asking for too much money. Yeah.
It's not easy.
Agents were real tough to deal with. Yeah.
And already a show where you're heavy on effects and stunts, add a cat to the mix, and it's deadly.
We had animals this season. We won't have animals in season 3.
Full digital cats.
That's right. That's right.
Is there coming from the source material that and being on a network? There's a lot that you can't do.
Correct.
Do you feel how close to that line? Do people have to stop you, or do you edit yourselves? Do you?
Oh no, we get stopped all the time. Yes.
But I will say this: we were just discussing this last night. I'm still in awe that some of the stories we produced this season are so crazy and fun, but crazy that
taboo.
I
Very
wondered
taboo.
if anyone watched the show.
They just rubber stamp it.
Yeah.
But we did get.
No, NBC has been truly so supportive of our vision and the craziness, and we just keep trying to push the envelope because I feel like everything's been done, right? So how do you make it feel fresh? How do you make it feel exciting and weird and scary? And they've just embraced it and really let us...
Well, they were the biggest advocates for pushing the envelope.
Yeah.
They wanted it soapier, sexier, more salacious, scarier, more taboo. So it's provocative,
They're
for
letting
sure.
our freak flag
That's
fly.
what that's all about.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were not pushing
Yes.
the
Exactly.
And speaking of scares, are there the effects that you're using, and it is, you say, a Halloween event? Is that something that horror fans can kind of dive into?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think our ghosts are really scary. I
Yeah.
think they were scary last season. We have vampires, we have were-tigers, we have creepy-ass witches.
Yeah, we introduced something called Hexenacht this season, which is German for witch hell, and we'll be paying a visit to Hexenacht in season 2.
Is there? So your panel is going to be later.
Yes.
And you're going to be. Are you going to be showing any? Is there anything that you're excited to show us?
We're showing the first episode.
The whole first episode.
The
Yes.
whole first episode.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Which is really great.
We were talking to Miss Harris before. She said she gives you free reign to do whatever you want. So
Yeah.
is it freeing? Is it more pressure to honor her material?
I think it's both, right? I mean, it's liberating on the one hand, but, she's entrusted us to her baby, and when you're babysitting someone else's kid, God forbid something happens to it. So, I mean, we want to do right by her. We want to do right by Monica. But yeah, it's both. It's scary and liberating.
I think although a lot of the story is original, I think the tone and atmosphere quality in her characters.
Yes, it's very true to the characters, but
Yeah.
it's new plot because we went through so much plot in the first season. I mean, out of the trilogy, we burned through almost 3 entire books. You know,
Right. Is it exciting to pass those 3 books that kind of gave you your groundwork, right, and then create your own story of what might have happened next?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's like fan fiction. Truly.
Yeah, it's got to be interesting when you're if you enjoy this content, this world that you get to then add to. Is there anything that you personally, each of you, like had a touch, like, oh, I need to get this in there. Oh, it'd be cool if I did this. Was there like your fingerprint that you put on it?
100%. 110%. I don't even want to say it, but yes, a lot of it. Like inside jokes and other shows that we love and music we love. And what I think has been so fun, too, on a new show is that we worked on Supernatural for years. You had seasons and seasons of mythology and Bibles, and you had to get, how you kill a ghost right and how you stop a vampire, and we're kind of just starting to grow our mythology,
Right.
and it's really fun. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, we've never done that before, so what does this look like?
Right.
How do we produce the effect where a ghost disappears? And it's,
Right.
it's
Right.
the beginning of it, and it's
Yeah.
really fun.
Twist.
Yes.
Hey guys, I've got to wrap them. I'm so sorry.
You hear that, guys? Witch hell. Witch hell. Hexanite, or whatever they called it. First of all, if you're not watching the show, I highly recommend you watch it. It's the first season is very fast paced, full of the genuine like scares and the makeup effects and the special effects and all that stuff. It's for a network show. They really put a lot of effort into making it look pretty good. And it just barrels through just a ton of story, introducing a ton of characters. And it was interesting talking to them. Eric and Nicole about building a world. It's totally what they're doing, essentially. And now they get to add to it. Up next, we have Dylan Bruce and Parisa Fitz-Henley, who play Bobo and Fiji on the show, respectively. Fiji is one of them witches, and I'm assuming Fiji's going to have to deal with this witch hell at some point in season 2. And guys, season 2's out already. The first episodes, if you're listening to this, it's out. So you can start watching it right now. Catch up on Hulu. It's available. That is what I did. I wholeheartedly recommend it. But yeah, up next, Dylan Bruce and Parisa Fitz-Henley.
Guys, we have
Hello. Hi. Welcome to our table.
Am I getting in
She
this
denied me.
one?
She
I
denied
don't know.
me.
Now you get in this?
Oh, I'll say. Oh, thank you.
So we start the music, and when it stops, we all run to a chair.
Is that how it works?
That's totally how it works.
He's always such a gentleman, and like my father told me I should be a gentleman's lady, and so I was trying to be one. But I'm also
That's
a
right.
dork. That's from my mom's side, and what are you gonna do?
That was one thing my dad taught me. You open the door for the lady, but she reaches over.
Oh, yeah. in the
unlocks
car?
the car.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
from that Chaz Parliamentary movie, right?
From Bronx Tale.
Yeah, Bronx
Yeah, but
Tale.
that's
Yeah.
what
That's
I
how
was
you
doing.
know.
I
You
was
gotta
doing
know.
that before that.
Yes, she was.
Fair enough.
I was a good one.
Speaking of Bronx Tale, we're in New York City.
Yes.
What is your New York Comic Con? Are you con people? Do you enjoy the con experience and coming and seeing the fans? And do you nerd out over anything that's here?
I love coming. I love the vibe that Comic-Con has. I mean, it's just such a... I feel like it's like a sweet and very like spiritual experience personally, because there's just so much love and so much joy all in one place, and there's so much goodwill. So that makes my heart happy. It's for the same reason I love being on Twitter and interacting with fandoms there, because you just feel that really great love energy. Do I nerd? I mean, I definitely nerd out about stuff, but usually when we're here, we don't have free time.
You don't get to.
So
Yeah.
no, honestly, I nerd out on nerds the most. I'm like, look how everyone's so happy.
That's so
It's
funny.
Great. Look at the costumes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool interacting with fans that are passionate about the show because everybody here is so lovely. I've never had a bad experience at any con, and I've done 5 San Diego Comic-Cons. This is my second New York Comic-Con. I've done cons by myself, and I've always had a really great experience. Just people are just always lovely. But I have nerded out over some people. Like, you'll cross a Bryan Cranston, like, in a green room, and like, what?
He was here this week.
I know,
with,
he's lovely, too. I met
yeah.
him, and he, like, shook my hand, looked in my eyes, like, yeah, I think this is when I was on Rough and Black. He's like, I love your show. It's like, this.
Yeah.
I have 10 now.
Stop it. So, yeah, there's cool experiences like that, too.
Fan interaction, is that something you guys really love interacting
Oh,
with?
yeah, of course. I think that's number one. I mean, we're here for them.
Right.
We're also here to promote the show, but, you know, this is a big deal for a lot of these people. Like, they come out here. This is like their vacation for the year. You know, it's not cheap.
It's their Disney World.
It is.
Yeah.
And they have a great time doing it, and the costumes are amazing, and they're just always so lovely and appreciative of you being here as well. So it's a really... we try to make as much time as we can to try to go interact with them, even though we don't have a lot. But if someone wants a picture, of course, I'll give them a hug, and it's just really sweet.
It's super fun. I mean, we're fans of the show. I love the show, so I want to talk with people who love the show. Like, I want to imagine what might happen. I sometimes think I should have a what do you call it?
A crystal ball?
No, I want to do fan fiction stuff. I've thought about doing it under another name. I'm probably
should. You'd be like Bryan Cranston when he did San Diego Comic-Con. He wore a Bryan Cranston mask and the yellow meth lab suit.
He dressed as Walter White.
You can wear a Prisa Fitz-Henley mask and dress
and cosplay myself.
Yeah.
No, but what I want to do is write alternate storylines for everybody.
Yeah.
That's
you just need a pen name.
I know. I should do it. I should do it. But yeah, so interacting with people who love the show that's what gets me jazzed.
Yeah.
We should probably talk about the show a little bit.
Sure.
The show has many mystical creatures, but you're a witch, so you're kind of human, and you're the token human. The show.
Dude.
How does it feel to be out of the loop, sort of speaking?
Wait, you mean being an outsider type of thing? Yeah. To be honest, I actually feel very empowered and really grateful. I feel like I'm seeing so many witches in real life now, so many women who are connecting to their intuition, their ability to be healers. They're I feel like I'm discovering for myself this connection to a much broader, beautiful aspect of femininity. And it's just been a real joy for me as an individual and as a member of this ensemble to just really experience that. It feels wonderful. I feel at home.
That was lovely. I'm not going to follow that up.
Do you just wish okay, can you turn me into a vampire?
Oh, well. No, I kind of like being a human. Yeah, I don't really have to tag along with the Scooby Gang that much when they're going and fighting other supernaturals. I'm just kind of I'll let you guys handle this one. I'm going to go back to the pawn shop and check out what's going on over there. No, but I like it because it makes he has to figure things out a different way by not having powers. So, Bobo has to be more intuitive and just work through problems as a human would in this crazy supernatural world, which I think is fun. It's obviously a handicap for sure, but it's also fun at the same time to kind of navigate that.
You're kind of like the audience's perspective as the guy adjusting. You know?
Right, yeah.
But the
now,
audience
season,
is super ripped and can run
we all
as
look like
fast
that. We're all
as
good.
Mainly they're like, we got to give him something. And then season 1, they're like, you're going to fight like Jason Bourne. I was like, awesome. So I got some really cool fight scene. And season 2, you're going to be a lover. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Fair enough. Without teasing, without spoiling anything, I guess, is there anything in season 2 that you were psyched about, that really kind of pumped you up?
I'm really psyched about the relationship between what's our
Boji?
Boji.
I've also heard BG.
BG? Oh, that's our shipper
None
name.
of us have good shipping.
I'm excited. I'm excited at the arc of the relationship for this season. It's scary, fun, lovely, and sweet, all wrapped into one. So I'm really excited for people to see that.
Yeah, the producers described it as a honeymoon phase, and then they destroy it.
Yeah.
So
but that's TV, right?
It's great.
Yeah, you can't stay in the honeymoon phase for too long. That's unrealistic. It doesn't last in real life that long anyway.
But honeymoon phases come back again.
Yeah,
later.
they do.
That does happen in real life. life if you stick it out.
Yes.
So,
If you have a good partner.
yes, if you have a good partner.
We're getting the high sign. Can we get a picture?
Yeah, of course.
How sweet were they? They were so nice. Dylan Bruce, of course, from Orphan Black fame, and he was that show. Man, if Orphan Black is one of those shows that I would recommend you binge. You start watching it now because there's plenty of it. It's great, and Tatiana Maslany, I think is that's the main character's name. She plays like a million different characters. She finally won an Emmy for it. It's a great show. This show is also very, very good. Parisa Fitz-Henley and Dylan Bruce's characters are in a relationship in season 1, or they end up in a relationship. Apparently, bad things are going to happen to them. There's a sense of impending doom on that relationship, but either way, it sounds great. Next up is Jason Lewis, who plays Joe Strong on the show. He's a friggin' angel. He's a full-on angel, and in season 1 there's fallen angel fights. He has a demon as his partner, a half demon or whatever. It's crazy fun. There's so much going on in this show. I'm really excited for season 2 and to see everything kind of just go terribly wrong for everybody. I can't recommend the show enough. It's pretty great. And Jason Lewis was very cool. Sat down with us, just one solo, and took all our questions. It was, again, everyone super down.
Hello, kids.
Hey.
Hi.
I'm gonna go around and say hello.
Hi, Luciano from Brazil.
Luciano.
Yep.
Kayla.
Kayla, very nice to meet you.
Mike from
Mike.
Jamaica Queens.
Jason, nice to meet you from Jamaica Queens. You didn't have to feel threatened by his Brazil. We all know it's cool.
No, we were talking. I was learning Portuguese at one point, so now
What did you learn?
Eu entendo um pouco de português.
Eu entendo pouco de português.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Which hopefully I didn't just say that kill all the children or something.
No, you're fine. You're good.
No, speak a little bit of Portuguese.
Did you get to learn anything while you were shooting that Rio?
I picked up a little. I mean, I speak a fairly decent French and Italian, so certainly when I was there,
When
Para
you're
português.
How's your con experience going so far? Did you just get here? Is this your vibe?
I love cons, man. I'm a geek from old, so I was going to cons long before I was being asked to come to them.
Is there anything that you're excited to see on the floor?
I hope we get a chance. That's the unfortunate reality of being asked to this. Like, I went to San Diego Con, and I mean, I used to always go. I've got a bunch of friends in the comic book world who are artists and stuff, and I didn't get to see anybody or anything.
Man.
I got 20 minutes on the floor and grabbed one thing from Artist Alley. So
go full cosplay, and then you can.
No, I would. We just literally because we were
so
shooting,
busy.
so we
Fair
flew
enough.
in it, and then we flew right back out.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, no, I like do a Bryan Cranston and just go like in full like Brian.
Yeah, you saw the lifelike mask. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about season 2? Because season 1 was the relation between your character and Chewie was so awesome for me. I
Nice.
it. And I know season 2 there's a new character that has a past with you.
Yeah, season 2 finds Joe coming out of season 1 where he's spent a millennia, hiding from this angel who wants to destroy him. And trying to protect Chewie and himself from that. And now that he is no longer hiding, he has to come to terms with, well, who is he? What's his purpose in the world again? He's kind of been denying himself for so long, and that was just a plateau of, okay, well, that's the way it is. But now that threat's gone, he's kind of got an identity crisis going on. So insert attractive demon hunter and go from there.
Who doesn't want an attractive demon hunter?
Right?
Yeah.
Come on.
That's solid.
That's what the world needs now.
Do you have something? It's hard to say because you guys aren't allowed to reveal much. But is there something in season 2 that you felt was like something you're excited to show us?
I mean, actually, all of season 2, it just ramps up the visceral engagement. The stories are just a little bit more dark and dire, but also I think we get a little deeper with the characters and their own tribulations and the things that they are trying to struggle through.
Do you personally believe in the metaphysical, angels and demons and ghosts? And
do I personally believe that there's many more dimensions than we've yet discovered and all sorts of other energies and organization of that? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, who wants to live in a world where magic doesn't exist?
100%, yeah.
You know? So, yeah, I'm a big fan of that. Yeah, there's definitely there's things I can't give away, but yeah, I'm pretty excited for people to see Joe's run this season. He goes through some stuff. He does some stuff.
There's a gray area that's kind of addressed. My podcast, I'm with a podcast that focuses a lot on heroics.
Yes,
and like what who I talk to. I'm a comedian cosplaying as a reporter right now.
Okay.
So, but my comedian friends all have what makes them heroic, the heroes they love, and what makes their heroes heroic. That when there's a moral gray area, how do you personally feel your character tries to maintain that, or is there something that that he turns to kind of? Does he maintain the heroicism, or does he kind of...
Well, no, I think that's actually a really good distinction about what genre shows like this do and add heroes. I think one of the first panels we did for this, I brought up that, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and in that the monster is not Frankenstein's monster, the monster is humanity. And so what you're talking about, what makes us right? What makes us whole? What makes us good? And when you have supernatural creatures like we are, I think it allows us to explore that it's not really about having the ability to fly. Right. It's about the ability to take that next step forward, even in the face of our adversities and our own misunderstandings and downfalls. That's true courage. True courage is not knowing fear. It's feeling fear and still moving forward.
Yeah. Now, there's also, with a long lifespan, you have so much time to... What personal time would you have liked to experience throughout,
personally?
Yeah, throughout all those years.
Different periods. I mean, I would have liked to have been a man of means in the Renaissance, because certainly quality of life wasn't great if you didn't have means.
100%.
I would have loved to seen the Aboriginal population in the Americas before we ever settled it. And not to say that there wasn't good and evil in that world, but the idealism and the integration with how they lived in the world and participated in it, that would have been something incredible to see.
Like when you think of where we are right now, how geographically, geologically, how different this entire island would have... Was it an island?
And if we had kept some of those sensibilities of not being so materialistic 100%. And possession-based and community-based was more important.
That's a great answer. I've never heard that answer of indigenous America.
Oh, really?
That's a great answer.
I think I'd love to see that.
Do we get flash?
And then go back in time with a whole arsenal of Uzis and meet the people and take over the world. No.
Yeah. And then that's where the evil comes in. Yeah.
Like a Man in High Castle moment, but in Old West. Ooh.
Whoa. Yeah, so write this down. We're creating some real genius here. What's up? Yeah. Pitch it to Charlene.
I think she actually wrote something like that.
That's great.
So the show is very sexy, and you're not a newbie to sexy shows. Just like Sex and the City. Is there a limit that you would go to in exploiting the
sexuality?
Yeah.
I tend to try not to step too far away from practical reasons why. The idea of gratuitous violence or sex just for that. Granted, we want some visceral entertainment, but have it nest inside the story, please. So yeah, I try and let story limit that.
Yeah. We're getting the light.
We're getting the look.
We're getting the light. Yeah. So thank you so much. That's a great... I'm telling you, these actors are pure charm. All of them were super down to earth, and they seem to know the world that they were getting into in terms of the con, and in terms of being on a genre show like Midnight Texas with supernatural beings and angels and demons and ghosts and all this kind of stuff. And they could not have been more happy to be there. It was really kind of refreshing, especially after a long weekend at Comic-Con, and they were all about it. And this next gentleman, Francois Arnaud, he plays Manfred on the show. He's the psychic medium who gets possessed by multiple ghosts, multiple spirits.
he's having a bad run for it. I guess he's the main character, but it's an ensemble cast. But he definitely drives the ghost spookiness of the show, and he was also a delight to sit down and talk to.
Right.
Hey guys.
Hi. How are you?
Hello.
I'm very well. How are you?
We're pointing recording devices at you.
Great.
No
yeah,
pressure.
I just felt unsure of where I was, which chair to take.
We can have them all.
Okay. Oh, great.
Yeah.
I'll lie down.
Lay down. Yeah. Take a break.
Keep talking.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
what can you tell us about season 2 of Manfred? What's his story?
Well, so at the very start of it, Manfred is still like haunted by what he went through in the finale last season. Being possessed by 6 demon spirits, and it's kind of something that we discussed with the new writers on the show. I gave them a call. They gave me a call, and they were like, "So, what would you? Is there anything that you'd like us to do?" Like that very early on, right? And I said, I think it would be great to explore. How like the physical and mental cost like toll that it's taken on Manfred, right? And at the start of the season, he's experiencing these nightmares where he hurts his friends, and then those may or may not turn out to be real, and he may just like get up at night and dig graves to put his friends in. Because that's just what you do. And, it takes a toll on his relationship with Creek, obviously, because she's been through a lot, having her brother be a psychopath and her father just being an apologist for a psychopath.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a fair
she
amount.
feels like she's been through enough, and so having, sleeping with the enemy sort of turns out to be not as lovely as it sounds, or just as. Yeah. Anyway, so they're going through that at the top of the season, and there's obviously new threats that come to town with the new owners of the hotel that everyone is suspicious of, and obviously like new characters, just the hotel is it sort of changes midnight from it being like a one-stop town to like a buzzing hive of hipsters searching for meaning in the desert.
Early Austin with demons and angels and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
We're here at New York Comic Con, and there's kind of a. Are you a con guy? Is there stuff that you nerd out over that you would like to see here at the con?
Listen, I could be. I was a little bit in the summer when we went to San Diego. Now we wrapped like 4 days ago in Albuquerque from night shoots. I haven't even had time to like look up what was here. So no,
Your brain hasn't left.
my brain was like, ugh. I feel like we were shooting Asia. Like I feel like jet lagged still, and because we were doing night shoots. In the desert at high altitude, so I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Does that isolation on a shoot impact like the tone of your performance at all? Do you have to fight letting that in, or do you use it in terms of the darkness?
We definitely use it. I think it's a good thing for the show. It feels like I always enjoy shooting on location. It makes it easier to forget about the rest of your life, and I mean it can also make it hard, but it's I feel like there's a spirituality, an atmosphere in New Mexico that we're using, even though it's supposed to be Texas.
Sure.
I think that we're very much using this sort of New Mexican vibe in the show, and also just physically, it's so stunning. Just the skies and the light, the sunsets. It's just really gorgeous, and it's like heightened production value right away.
You've done some very hard-hitting films. What is it about Midnight Texas that you read the script and you just had to do?
I just wanted to have fun. It's. What I like most about the show is to be able to explore so many different tones and like genres in the same piece, right? So to go from like heavy emotional drama to like more comedic scene in the same. I think it's just really there's a lot to learn there.
Yeah. Well, we got the light, so
You got the light. Okay, we got to go.
they're pulling you away from us. But thank you so much.
Very nice to meet you.
Great to meet you. Enjoy your new vacation.
Yes.
And that's all from the cast that we got to talk to. Thank you to Francois Arnaud, and thank you to everyone who I was able to sit down and talk to. The creators of the show were very cool, and I'm interested to see what direction the show takes now. Season 2 is currently airing on NBC at 9 p.m. on Fridays, and you can watch it on Hulu. You can catch up and watch all that stuff. I gotta say, if I haven't done a good job of selling you on the show so far, what are you doing still listening to this? I think you're in denial about how cool you think the show is, and I think you want to see an angel demon fight. Angel demon love. There's a fallen angel versus fallen angel fight. There's a vampire there's a lot, and there's a rift from hell opening. So there's so much going on, and it all takes place in this little Texas town. Oh, I forgot to there's a whole regular old serial killer situation to open the season. It's crazy. The show is bonkers. And thanks again to everybody who sat and talked with me for New York Comic Con. Guys, that's it. It's the end of the show. Thank you all for listening. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And please, if you're looking down at your phone right now and it is an Apple device, go on Apple Podcasts and write us a review. Send us some stars our way. You know what I mean? Give us 5 of those would be nice. 5 would be cool. And if you think of something that we can talk about on the show, and you think if you have a way to improve Zeros on Heroes, I'm all ears. I love hearing suggestions, and I'd be happy to incorporate them for this show. Plus, Unsung Heroes live at the Creek in the Cave in Long Island City, Queens, every Thursday at 8 p.m. and then released the next day, Fridays, as a podcast. So you get all of that on this one podcast feed. Let me know if you like the shows and how we can improve the live shows as well. And if you've got a good suggestion, come on down to New York City and come on down to Long Island City into the Creek in the Cave and be on it. You're more than welcome to come on. Follow us at Zeros on Heroes, at zerosonheroes.com, Zeros on Heroes on all social media, and you can follow me at Mike Mercadal on everything. And thank you all for listening. Remember to go out and be heroic.